Let's take a look at 9 of the very best self-help books for entrepreneurs to read. Some of the key topics include how to create daily habits that support your goals and dreams, how to unlock your full potential by maintaining a growth mindset, how to find passion at work by mastering a rare and valuable skill, how to thrive in a world with artificial intelligence and automation, how to rapidly acquire new skills, abilities, and knowledge, and how to effectively negotiate to get more of what you want. So let's quickly go through a breakdown of each one of the books so that you can identify the ones that are most interesting to you. Beginning with Atomic Habits by James Clear. A common misconception is that setting goals is the key to achieving success in life. But unfortunately, there's a big difference between having ambitious dreams and putting in the actual time and effort required to make them happen. And as a result, many people have goals that are completely disconnected from the reality of their daily routines. Atomic Habits by James Clear is about how to create habits that support and contribute to the achievement of your goals. It explains how small changes in your daily routine can help you make consistent progress towards even the most ambitious goals. And while changing a habit isn't easy, the book provides practical and actionable advice that can help. Next is Mindset by Carol S. Dweck. We often set artificial limitations on our skills and abilities in life. For example, deep down, we may believe that we will never be good at creative writing or public speaking or leading other people. And in many cases, we reach these conclusions based on 1 or 2 attempts that didn't go as planned and ended up being negative experiences. Mindset by Carol S. Dweck is about how to unlock our full potential by maintaining a growth mindset. So rather than assuming that our abilities are static or unalterable, this mindset recognizes that new skills can, of course, be developed over time. So by switching from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset, we can unlock new options for ourselves and others. Next up is So Good They Can't Ignore You by Cal Newport. Many people have the mistaken belief that the key to success and happiness at work is to follow your passion. But unfortunately, it's rare to have an existing passion that relates to a valuable career or business opportunity. And while many successful people are indeed passionate about what they do, it's a mistake to assume they started that way. So Good They Can't Ignore You by Cal Newport explains that passion is often the result of first mastering a rare and valuable skill. And that's because mastery unlocks opportunities for greater autonomy, competence, and social connections. So by starting with a rare and valuable skill, you can create the foundation required for greater passion and happiness at work. Next is Essentialism by McKeown. We live in a time of incredible abundance, and yet never before have we had our attention pulled in so many different directions. We're constantly trying to do too much in our personal lives, in our work lives, and even in our social lives. And as a result, we often feel both overwhelmed and unsatisfied at the same time. Essentialism by McKeown is about how to gain satisfaction through the disciplined pursuit of less. It's not about being more efficient or more productive. Instead, it's about being more intentional about the few things that matter most while eliminating everything else. In short, it's about doing fewer things better. Up next is Futureproof by Roose. Many people today understand that artificial intelligence and automation are set to transform the economy, but few people realize that the process is already well underway. Not only are workers being replaced, but less noticeable is the fact that far fewer are being hired into many roles compared with the past. So it's essential today to identify the career and business opportunities that are likely to remain relevant. Futureproof by Roose is about how to thrive in a world that is increasingly dominated by machines. It makes the case that the key to a happy, rewarding life in the age of automation is not competing with machines, but rather strengthening our own uniquely human skills. In other words, ensuring that we're equipped to do things that machines can't. Next up, Ultralearning by Scott H. Young. Many of the best and most rewarding opportunities in life require that we master new skills, and yet developing an entirely new skill from scratch is very difficult and time-consuming, and as a result, few people make the effort, even if it means staying locked in to a dead-end job or sticking with hobbies that have outlived their passion. Ultralearning by Scott H. Young is about how to rapidly acquire new skills, abilities, and knowledge. It covers 9 powerful principles that you can use to learn almost anything faster and more effectively. So if you've always wanted to learn a new language or start a new hobby or even unlock new career or business opportunities, this book can help. Next on the list is Chatter by Ethan Kross. We all have an inner voice that can help us evaluate our actions, learn from past mistakes, and better prepare for the future. But unfortunately, all too often, this inner voice can turn into a steady stream of negative thoughts and emotions. And rather than helping us improve, it can hold us back in life by causing rumination, anxiety, and in some cases, self-sabotage. Chatter by Ethan Kross is about how to tame and properly harness your inner voice. It covers practical tips for enjoying the many benefits of self-reflection and introspection while greatly reducing the unproductive and negative self-talk. So if you have a harsh inner critic that is stifling your growth or holding you back in life, this book can help. Up next is Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman. Very few people appreciate just how often their choices and behaviors are directly influenced by factors that are invisible to them. We like to believe that we're in control, or at very least that we understand the different factors that are at play in the choices that we make in life. And yet the truth is that we can easily be influenced or manipulated in many different ways. Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman is about how we process information and make decisions in everyday life. It explains the 2 distinct systems that we use while thinking and the many surprising factors and biases that influence our choices. So if you want to dive deep into the details of how your mind operates, this is the book for you. Last but not least is Never Split the Difference by Voss. There are many times in life where we want something from somebody else, and the only way to get it is to negotiate a deal. For example, when buying a home or asking for a raise, maybe selling a car, doing a business deal, or even just asking for a small favor. Now, unfortunately, many people either don't know how to negotiate or are just very uncomfortable with the process. Never Split the Difference by Voss is about how to properly negotiate for the things that you want in life. It covers 9 powerful principles that you can use in both personal and professional situations. And contrary to what you might expect, many of the tools can be used without burning bridges or hurting important relationships. So those are 9 of the best self-help books for entrepreneurs to read. If you're interested in learning more about business, I do have lists that feature my favorite books on startups, business strategy, marketing, leadership, productivity, and other helpful topics, and I'll link those up for you in the episode description box. But that's it for this list. If you have any questions or comments, let me know in the comment section, and be sure to subscribe and visit rickkettner.com to learn more about the best business books for entrepreneurs.